Hi there, my name is Dan. My wife and I, Lena, she's not with us at the moment. I just got a little too excited. New to the cruiser RV family. This one happens to be a Vista Cruiser. We were looking for a vintage cruiser. This is the 19-foot variety, the ERD, if you're familiar with what you're seeing here. But doing a dual battery upgrade on the front of this RV. Like to show you what I did there. Got a little excited about how that turned out. Two 6-volt batteries in a lockable storage box. Figured out a way to also secure the propane tanks. Basically show you what I did there. I think all the cruisers are going to have a similar real estate on the front of their trailer to do that with. And I'd like to show you what's going on there. Like I said, got a little excited with that. You can see got a big old mess kind of going on here. Some roller shades going up. This is going to disappear. Got some really nice bright lighting going on up top. Some remodeling, if you will. And I'd love to come back in with Lena and show you how that's going. But we won't wait for her. I'll get started on what we're doing outside. Oh, the little fiberglass side piece there. It's one of those things, I don't know, it's a pet peeve. This thing hasn't even been on the road yet. They don't even have license plates for this yet. We just kind of squeezed it into the garage, and you can see we're really tight against this other project out the back window. But a little $1 part here from Home Depot will reduce the flimsiness of the fiberglass valance go on the bottom of the trailer. Show you what I did with that. And I think we have enough, good enough weather. We can open the garage door, get some good picture of the front, because I'm really tight against the garage door. Again, tight squeeze. But anyways. All right, a little look at what's going to go on today. This has a dual battery setup, two 6 volts. Going to look at trying to put this box on there, provide me a little more secure storage. Can't secure for everything. Those little battery powered angle grinders, for example, are good universal keys, but they make a lot of noise and draw attention. So we're gonna try to make this a little harder to snag these off if I got these parked in the RV storage lot. I've already painted and cleaned this up, but might need to move this forward just a tad. So that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I only took a couple of minutes. Get the batteries out. A little bit of water in there. This is gonna need the disconnect switch first still. But this had no strap on it, so just keep that in mind if you're going down the road. Your battery might be doing that if you haven't done a good job of securing it. We're gonna try to make that all better. All right, this is a dry test fit. We've got the one battery here. Definitely gonna have room for two. If we set this up right, probably have a little bit of room to put some of the, the handles, some of the auxiliary stuff that we carry in our trailers that we don't get to very often. Put that there as well. Keep that off there. This is not straight from the factory. It's actually got a little rack to it. It's tighter here. I can barely get my finger in. It's wider over there. Either way, you can see the tank is touching. We've got room to come forward. So we're going to sneak that up here about an inch or two and retest. Okay, this is the original mount hole. This is about where I'm gonna get to. That's gonna give me the room I need for the cover to come down. You need to make sure you're watching your front as well if you're gonna use the plastic cover to retain that. And I think I'm gonna lock that into there. So about 2.5 inches forward from this position. Kind of making sure this was snug, pushed back. Gonna take a bit of a longer break here because I'm going to clean this all up, give it a little touch of spray paint. I'm going to remove the angle iron that's underneath here. This is pretty, with the batteries in here, that where they displace weight, maybe I might put something in the bottom. I don't think you necessarily need support, especially if you're catching the support of the frame here for this box. but we might just add one just for fun. We'll see. Okay, quite literally waiting for paint to dry. Not everyone may have the tool to stick these to weld the metal back together, which is what we did. Which is what I did here. So your battery setup usually has 2 angle irons. Let me pull up here. And basically, if you're really clean about cutting those off, you're going to preserve that 45. Meaning, I get this thing turned around right. You could set this back in and flip from the bottom to the top, which is what I've done here. So this is going to sit underneath the battery box. I'm just going to go with the one. Again, I don't think I need as much support being it's in a box. However, I made a little note here. If you don't have a welder, if you just notch out the width of the frame, you could flip these over and bolt these. I got this 180 out. You could bolt this on top. My recommendation to you is to maybe put that piece of iron, maybe both of them on top, drill the hole through the box, through the iron, and run a bolt all the way through the frame. And you have a pretty good solid mount there if you wanted to do it that way. All right, so we're letting the paint dry. This is what 2 group size 24 boxes looks like in here. We've got some room, more to come. Old man winter blowing in. See, I am tight in here. Let me show you what we got here. Just do a deconstruct. Power head up against the plastics of the propane tank. Plastic the propane tank up against the metal battery box that I'm using. Solar float charger. This is from Harbor Freight. Just using magnets to hold this lid. This is that's on there pretty solid with these particular magnets that I'm using. And that's a Harbor Freight purchase. Kind of swing these open, do the deconstruct. So if you're a thief, this is what you're going to be staring down at. Going, hey, this is going to be not so easy. Basically, you're drilling a hole through the handle, one on each side, and whatever side lines up with the regulator bracket. You can run the padlock through. Probably lots of YouTube videos out there on how to do that. Now, hold on a second here. I'm going to leave that here for the moment because I don't know if you can see that hole down there. I'll show it when I disconnect this. But you can take this, you can reach the lock in here. The idea is to make things a little challenging and discreet. I'm not going to get a good camera angle for you, but you can unlock that without having to pull the plastic. Now let's pull the plastic. Give you a backside shot. See, there's just a hole there. It's going to line up with that cylinder lock there. So the reveal from inside, these are the GC2 group size batteries or golf cart 6 volts. They tend to be taller. They're about 2 inches taller than your group size 24. So if you have a group size 24 battery, no concerns. This is going to be the tallest of the battery configurations. If you're running a group size 24 or a group size 27, the GC2 is taller. Dimensionally, this way, it is the same as the group size 24. The group size 27 is a little longer on the sides. You can see here, I have got my battery disconnect tucked in here as well. The power head is wired directly into the batteries, so it can run it at any time. The solar charger is, the float charger here, is also wired in at all times to maintain the battery. But from the coach, you can turn it off here and I can isolate the power. So this can stay in storage, have the float charger do its thing. You got a little extra storage inside of here. I've got the tongue handle there. You could put some wheel chocks in here if you had a really skinny blow mold tool case. You might get that to slide in there. But it's tight for any real usable storage solution. Another thing to note is Gulfstream, when they built the Vintage and the Vista Cruisers, they usually put that spare tire underneath the the bastard bed, and that helped give more tongue weight to the trailer. You know, they said in their design that this could help balance the unit out. Adding a second battery, you've kind of compensated for that tire. If you wanted to relocate that tire somewhere else, you probably could do that and use that storage internally for something else if that was desirable to you. Or I'm thinking you could probably even sling that up underneath the tongue there. And if you want to put both the spare tire up front as well. I think at the moment we're just staying with this, like we got the struts there. I don't know if I mentioned, this is from Harbor Freight. This is the cheaper of the two boxes that they carry. The other one's a little narrower, a little taller. But for our Vista Cruisers, this is going to line up pretty well. You can see how that pretty much, you're not going to get the perfect angle to match the tongue, but it's not too far off. You need that little bit of space to come off the back because you need room for that lid to open up. Because remember, this has got a little of a slope going forward before it does the curve back. And anyway, so yeah, slap that thing down. Pop this back on. And I'll get my key, I'll lock that back up. And we're done. This was a definitely rewarding project. Oh, funny paint markings in case you're curious. Lining up for the camera. This is kind of what I'm playing with. You can tell when it's closed and when it's open, hopefully by looking at the camera. And that was just something random I threw in there as well. Hope they give you some inspiration. Maybe you got a better way to build a mousetrap. Leave that in the comments. Curious to see what you think. Thanks. Indoors here. And one of the things I have not liked about the Cruiser is how flexible this valance piece can be. I've already got a brace there. And that'll give you a quick look at what I did. This is a strap from the Home Depot. You go over to the lumberyard, find the strap section. These are $1 a piece. It's going to be your cheapest way to do that. Kind of give that a little twist. You need to do a 90-degree twist and give that a little bend at the end. I'll show you what we're doing here. Maybe get this light in the right direction. Behind you there. That's where we're going. So you gotta do this real time. I've already marked my holes here, so hopefully this lines up well on the camera quickly. Screwdriver. Self-tapping the screws. See that. That came right out. Got that down wire there. right there. This is probably going to be the last one that's going to fit. I need to trim these up if you're going to do more going forward on the trailer. Just like that. We've taken the balance out of the fiberglass. So if that annoys you like it annoyed me, there's your least expensive way to tackle that. And really, with two of these, this is a lot more robust because the valance gets narrower as it goes forward. And it's not near as wobbly as it is back by the fender.